Yo, 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 it's your boy, the insurance junkie, your fiduciary fella, the all-star advisor Alonzo Hall, and I've returned today with another ADH wealth solution. Today, we'll begin to discuss fulfilling all of your financial needs. To contribute to channel growth, the links are in the description. To schedule an appointment of your own, or to purchase life insurance directly up to $1 million with no medical exam and an instant decision, my information is in the description. Lastly, make sure you hit that like, drop a comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're made aware every time I release new content. And as always, share, share, share. And now, here's our next feature.
Yo, it's your boy, the insurance junkie, your fiduciary fella, the all-star advisor, Alonzo Hall, and I've returned today to whap and tap on your head with another ADH wealth solution. Before we go in, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you hit that like, drop a comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're made aware every time I release new content. And as always, share, share, share. Lastly, to contribute to channel growth, to purchase life insurance directly up to $1 million with an instant decision and no medical exam, or to schedule a one-on-one appointment with a licensed financial professional, the links are in the description. So as we proceed to give you what you need, something especially in the insurance field that bothers me all too often when I talk to folks and they be like, I don't need no life insurance. When I die, I'm dead. Ain't nothing, nobody can come collect the money from me. Well, unfortunately, that's untrue. And we're going to look here from the Federal Trade Commission, the federal government. And it explains what happens with debts and deceased relatives. Because all too often people be like, fuck it, I'ma just die and nobody's going to come get anything. So let's see how this works. After a relative dies, the last thing a grieving family member wants is a call from a debt collector asking them to pay a loved one's debt. Here's what to know about the rules and your rights when a collector contacts you about a deceased relative's debt. What to know about a deceased relative's debt. Who is responsible for a deceased person's debt? As a rule, a person's debts don't go away when they die. Those debts are owed by and paid from the deceased person's estate. By law, family members do not usually have to pay the debts of a deceased relative from their own money. If there isn't enough money in the estate to cover the debt, it usually goes unpaid. But there are exceptions to this rule. You may be personally responsible for the debt if you co-sign the obligation like a car loan, are the deceased person's spouse and live in a community property state such as California, are the deceased person's spouse and live in a state that requires you to pay certain kinds of debt, like some healthcare expenses, were legally responsible for resolving the estate and didn't follow certain state probate laws. If you have questions about whether you're legally required to pay a deceased person's debts from your own money, talk to a lawyer. Depending on your income, you may qualify for free legal services from a legal aid organization near you. Who can pay debts out of the deceased person's assets? The executor, the person named in a will to carry out what it says after the person's death, is responsible for settling the deceased person's debts. If there is no will, the court may appoint an administrator, personal representative, or universal successor, and give them the power to settle the affairs of the estate. In some states, the power may be granted to someone else who was not appointed by the court. For example, state law may establish another process for someone to become the representative of the estate, even if they haven't been formally appointed by the court. Can a debt collector talk to a relative about a deceased person's debt? So the law protects people, including family members, from debt collectors who use abusive, unfair, or deceptive practices to try and collect a debt. Under the FDCPA, Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, collectors can contact and discuss outstanding debts with a deceased person's spouse, parents if the deceased was a minor child, which is generally under age 18, guardian, executor, and administrator. Collectors can also contact any other person with the power to pay debts with assets from the deceased person's estate. Debt collectors may not discuss the debts of a deceased person with anyone else. If a debt collector contacts a deceased person's relative or another person connected to the deceased, what can they talk about? Collectors can contact other relatives or people connected to the deceased who don't have the power to pay debts from the estates to get the name, address, and telephone number of the deceased person's spouse, executor, administrator, or other person with the power to pay the deceased person's debt. So basically it's like this. Look, if you're gonna die and you know you got debt, it's best to leave it to the estate, minimum to your estate or your executor of your estate, because you don't want when you die your family to be getting calls. Hi, this is Capital One Bank. Yeah, we know John's dead, right? But that's fine. We need you to give us the number of his lawyer or the executive of his estate. You don't know that? Well, who do you know who can give us the number of the people who got his final proceeds so we can get what we're owed before you guys get what you're going to inherit? So collectors can reach out again for updated information, or if the relative or other person gave the collector wrong or incomplete information, but even then collectors can't discuss the debt. Now, if I have the power to pay a deceased person's debt, can I stop a debt collector from contacting me about the debt? Yes, the law says you can always stop a collection company from contacting you. To do this, you need to send a letter to the collector. A telephone call isn't enough. Tell the connector you don't want them to contact you again, make a copy of the letter for your files, and send the original by certified mail, and pay for a return receipt so you can document when the collector got the letter. Once the collection company gets your letter, it can only contact you to confirm it will stop contacting you from then on, or tell you it plans to take a specific action like filing a lawsuit. But even if you stop collectors from communicating with you, the debt doesn't go away. The collectors may still try to collect the debts from either the estate or anyone who fits the categories listed above. So ladies and gentlemen, that's it for today. Make sure you hit that like, drop a comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're made aware every time I release new content. And as always, share, share, share. Lastly, to contribute to channel growth, to purchase life insurance directly up to $1 million with an instant decision and no medical exam, or to schedule a one-on-one appointment with a licensed financial professional. The links are in the description. With that being said, wipe ass. Work in progress every day and see success. Salute, 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 salute.
Hey folks, this last video was sponsored by my company, where we help people like you to reach their financial goals. We do this through a simple conversation where we help to identify and then protect your lifestyle, and then we implement a plan. The process starts at about an hour. So, if you want more information or you want to schedule a consult, contact me via the information in the description box, and let's talk and see if we're actually a great fit for each other. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, when people challenge you, they don't challenge you to challenge you, but they challenge you to challenge you. Accept the challenge. Thank you, and enjoy life.